Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric, and today this is our first episode of the Chronicles weekly recap. We are going to just take a look back at Cardinal baseball. What happened? Before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, so we're going back all the way to opening day for this first episode. The Cardinals have had 3 series. They dropped 2 out of 3 against Cincinnati, then they swept Miami, and then just came off a series where they dropped 2 out of 3 to Milwaukee. Looking at the NL Central right now, the Cardinals at 5-4. They're a game back of Cincinnati, who is off to a good start, 6-3, tied with Milwaukee. The Cubs are a game back of the Cardinals, and then there's Pittsburgh. Looking at the series against Cincinnati, I think that's where you're going to find the biggest surprise of the season in my mind, and that is the opening day explosion of offense. I don't think anybody was expecting that, and it was nice to see. That's really all there is to it. That said, the offense is kind of meh since. The outfield is the biggest issue. Now, Dylan Carlson has been productive to an extent. He's still batting .207. And of the 3 regular outfielders, him, Tyler O'Neill, and Justin Williams, that's the highest average. That doesn't work. Justin Williams just looks overmatched by Major League pitching to me. I don't know how else to say it. And Tyler O'Neill, he's got 28 at-bats, 0 walks, 14 strikeouts. Fully half of his at-bats have resulted in a strikeout. That is completely unacceptable. If he hadn't injured his groin and ended up on the IL, I'd say he would need to sit for a good 3-4 days just to get a mental reset, because he was a disaster up there. I don't know. One thing the Cardinals offense has been good at is strikeouts as a team. Yeah, despite Tyler O'Neill and Justin Williams trying to have a strikeout contest, the team overall has 86 team strikeouts. That's 14th in baseball, 14th best. So what that means is everyone else is not striking out that much. And that's an improvement. Strikeouts have been an issue for a number of years with this team. And it's a good sign. I'm a big advocate of make the other team make plays. And put the ball in play. Good things will happen. Offensively, the team's batting .219. That's a little lower than you might expect. One, because they're not hitting. But secondly, keep in mind, pitchers are included in that. Either way, that number is bottom third in baseball. And the Cardinals are bottom third in slugging, in OPS, on-base percentage. You name it. The Cardinals are towards the bottom. To a certain extent, I think it's not that big of a surprise. Who is surprised to see the offense struggling with the outfield in particular? I'm not. I think we knew going into this season that it was all about, could the offense improve? Well, so far, less strikeouts, but still not a whole lot of production. Now let's talk about pitching. It's weird. It's hard to judge because there have been a number of starts where it's been effective in terms of not giving up runs, but no one's going deep into games. Jack Flaherty's start in Miami, where he went 6 innings, that's the only time in 9 games anybody has made it more than 5 innings. That's not going to work over 162 games. You will absolutely demolish your bullpen if you try and do that. So, what's the issue there? Well, walks. The Cardinals have issued the second most walks in Major League Baseball. They are better than only Colorado. Even Flaherty starting Miami, the best one anyone's had this season, he gave up 4 walks. And that is what kept him from going maybe another inning. If he can be just more precise with his location, let's say it's 2 walks, maybe instead of 4. Maybe he goes out there and he goes 6 1/3, 2/3, maybe 7 innings. Walks build pitch counts. And pitch counts get starters out of the game. That is it's a problem. It's something the Cardinals are getting away with right now, but the bullpen will look like a Mike Matheny bullpen in terms of being completely gassed by August at this rate. That said, the bullpen overall has been pretty solid. Not spectacular. They've gotten roughed up at times, but overall, I'd say I'm pretty satisfied with the way the bullpen has gone. Particular shout out to Johan Oviedo, who on Sunday, 4 2/3, scoreless baseball, right after getting called up from the alternate training site. Well done. That's just it's tricky with the pitching because they're pitching well, but not deep enough. So it's tough to get too mad because it's not like most of the games they're going out there and getting rocked. Perfect example, John Gant. He gave up no runs, but he only made it 4 innings because he was just so inefficient with his pitching. As for the staff going forward, I think you're looking at Kwon Hun Kim coming back probably in the next week. He's got a simulated game scheduled. If that goes well, he's going to join the club in Philadelphia later this week. That would get rid of Ponce de Leon, in my mind. I think if he later tonight, I'm filming on Monday, if Gant has a good start tonight, I think Ponce de Leon's spot is in serious jeopardy once Kim is back. We'll see. Gant could go out and get rocked. Who knows? But I think getting him in there might help. That was one thing that people talked about. He's not a strikeout pitcher. Well, in this case, it may help. He may be able to be a little bit more of an innings eater, at least better than we've seen so far out of the rotation. As for the week ahead, Cardinals, beginning tonight, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they will host the Washington Nationals. They'll have a day off Thursday, and then they'll have a 3-game road trip to Philadelphia. Both teams are solid. For right now, more than wins or losses, I want to see improvement. I want to see the starters go deeper into games. I want to see something, anything out of the outfield. I don't care who it is. Just one person batting .270 out of the outfield is progress. Shouldn't be that hard. And that's where we're at. My biggest takeaways overall are just how terrible the outfield is offensively, the inefficiency and the need for just more precise pitching with the pitching staff, the starting rotation, and then how terrible the Marlins are, because this team sweeping anybody right now seems iffy to me, but here we are. And then just looking at a couple of late game heroics, the team is showing signs that they might have that knack for the timely hit. Just the 2 examples that come to mind are Nolan Arenado's bottom of the 8th home run on the home opener, and then Yadi's home run in Miami. Now that was late in the game, scoreless, and Yadi hit his 2-run home run. Those are just 2 signs that maybe this team has a knack for clutch hitting. And you know what? Good teams have to have that. It could steal a game or two for the Cardinals here and there. And the Cardinals are flawed enough that they need all the help they can get with goofy little things like that. Anyway, that is our first Cardinal Chronicles weekly recap. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week to talk about, what's gone on. And hope you check that out. And thanks for checking this one out, and we'll see you next time.